The lawyers are waiting for your signature. 2,000 employees will know the outcome today. The acquisition is $4.1 billion. 11 months of negotiation end in this room. The board approved it this morning. The press release is written. The wire is staged. You pick up the pen. You don't hesitate. You sign. And a market shifts. You set the pen down. The room exhales. You already moved to the next item. You didn't start here. You started at the very bottom of the same system. Every floor between that first desk and this one cost something you couldn't fully price. The cost wasn't always money. Sometimes it was something you didn't know you were spending. This is what each of those floors looked like, and what each one took from you. Level 1. Business Analyst. You are 22 and the badge is still new. Your badge still has the faint chemical smell from the printer. You notice that. You sit on the 7th floor inside a company doing $3.8 billion in revenue. Your job is data, spreadsheets, slide decks, numbers formatted for someone else's presentation. You format charts for rooms you're not invited to. You don't mind. Not yet. You are paying attention to everything. How people enter rooms. Who speaks first. The directors never carry their own bags. The VPs always get the floor first. You notice. You write the patterns down at night in a notebook. You stop after about a year. By the end of the first year, you stopped writing it down. You've internalized it. At the end of year 2, your review comes back. Exceeds expectations. 4,000 raised. The new title reads, Senior Analyst. You feel proud. You should. The system gives nothing free. You don't know yet how long you'll keep earning things before you start owning them. Level 2. Manager. You move companies. You move cities. The title is different now. You are now the manager of commercial strategy. The division does $900 million a year. You have 3 direct reports. For the first time, people do things because you say so. You get calmer. You stop talking in meetings. You listen for what isn't being said. Your target is 4.2% margin improvement across 17 product categories. You approve your first layoff. 1 person. The business case takes you 40 minutes to build. You are a professional. You are clear. You are fair in every measurable sense of the word. You make the number. Barely. You drink 1 glass of whiskey alone in a hotel room. What you feel is not happiness. It's closer to relief. You file that distinction away. Your division president tells you that you have executive presence. You already knew that. 6 weeks later, a recruiter calls. Director title. Larger P&L. Different industry entirely. You take the meeting. You always take the meeting. That is the first rule you learned. Level 3. Director. You are inside a private equity-backed company now. Rules are different here. The company has $600 million in revenue. A private equity firm owns it from New York. Everything here is about EBITDA. Not revenue, not growth, the number that sets the exit multiple. You run 3 business units, $220 million in combined revenue, 14 reports. Every month, you sit in a review with the PE firm. The partner reads every line before you arrive. Your first major decision? Close a plant in Ohio. 83 jobs. The math is clear. You present it. The CFO asks 2 questions. The partner asks 1. It takes 11 minutes. You are the one who flies to Ohio. You stand in front of 83 people alone. You drive back to the airport alone. You don't turn on the radio. You don't need to. You don't regret it. That is what surprises you. Not the decision, the absence of regret. By year 2, EBITDA is up 18 million. The partner mentions your name in a review. The operating partners start copying you on emails they used to leave you out of. You notice. Level 4. Vice President. The title changes the physics of every room you enter. You sit on the senior leadership team for a $1.4 billion business unit. You have 140 people across your function. You sign off on all of it. You lead your first acquisition, 130 million, a specialty brand in Europe. You are in Frankfurt for 3 weeks. You are on calls at 6 a.m. for 2 months straight. The integration hits margin targets in year 1. The CFO credits the team in a town hall. Credit flows upward. Blame flows downward. Your job is to reverse that for your team. You are 36. Your net worth crosses 1.2 million. You don't feel wealthy. You stop feeling wealthy and start feeling like you haven't moved fast enough. Not yet. You are invited to observe your first board meeting. You say nothing for 3 full hours. You watch the chairman run the room. Controlled, deliberate. It looks completely effortless. You are going to need patience for something you don't have patience for yet. You start. Level 5, Senior Vice President. You run 1,800 people across 11 countries. You see the org chart with your name at the top. 1,800 nodes sit below it. Every one of those nodes is a person, a mortgage, a family, an expectation of employment. Every decision you make lands somewhere specific. You stop seeing where it lands. You testify before a congressional subcommittee. 40 minutes. Every word is prepared. You are precise. You give nothing that isn't prepared. You leave. The news cycle moves on. You have a chief of staff now. Your calendar is managed entirely by other people. Everything reaches you pre-filtered, shaped. You make the final call on things already decided. You are no longer operating. You are deciding. The distinction will only widen from here. You travel every week. Houston, London, Singapore, back. You eat in airports. You sleep in hotels. Your relationships at work are transactional. Outside work too. The difference is hard to find. You are not unhappy. You are focused. You have stopped checking if those are the same thing. Level 6, Chief Operating Officer. You run the company while the CEO builds the company. 11,000 direct and indirect reports. Every P&L rolls up through you first. You stopped sleeping past 4 a.m. 3 years ago. It isn't stress, it's recalibration. A product recall hits. 2.4 million units. You activate the response in 40 minutes. You brief the board that evening. Composed. Contained. No visible damage to your certainty. The recall costs $180 million. You manage it without a fatality. The board is pleased. You file it as a minimum standard, not an achievement, a floor. 47 analysts on your earnings call. Every word you say is parsed before you finish it. You speak a language designed to communicate direction without ever committing to specifics. When the CEO travels, you are the company, not the title, the actual operational brain. One morning, the chairman calls you directly, not your assistant, not through the CEO. You. Level 7, Chief Executive Officer. On your first day, you inherit everything at once. 9.4 billion in revenue, 17,000 employees, a stock price under pressure. An activist investor holds 6.8%. They have already sent a letter to the board. You spend the first 90 days listening. Not because you lack a view. You know how to enter. You travel to 12 facilities in 90 days. You sit in town halls. You ask the questions. Then you move. 4 divisions become 2. You divest 1.1 billion in non-core assets. The stock drops 8% on the day. You told the board it would. You were right. 47 analysts. Every pause you take is parsed. You have 2 quarters to become fluent. You learn to communicate direction without committing to specifics. You become fluent fast. The pressure is not the hardest part. The hardest part is containing it so no one sees. 3 years in, stock up 34%. The board renews your contract without a vote. Then the chairman calls again. The conversation is 4 minutes. It changes everything after. Level 8. There is no announcement, no press release, no profile in any newspaper. There is only a set of relationships and positions, compounded over 20 years into something else. When markets are stressed, your phone rings before the news breaks. Every single time. Governments restructure sovereign debt. You are in the room designing the terms, not signing them. You hold no position requiring confirmation. Your name is known in specific rooms and nowhere else. Your portfolio companies employ 34,000 people across 9 countries. You haven't visited most. A Tuesday morning. A call with 3 people. 22 minutes. 6.2 billion moved. No recording. No transcript. No minutes. You hang up. You pour coffee. You move to the next item. Privacy. Trust. Freedom. Human connection. Each one traded quietly for over 20 years for this. You made your trade-offs. Every year you stayed, you chose again. They compounded accordingly. Down in the lobby, a new analyst walks through the glass doors. His badge is freshly printed. He checked the company's annual report last night. He knows the revenue, the CEO's name, yours. He thinks he is starting a career. He doesn't know he's entering a system with gravity. The elevator goes up. The lobby doors close behind him. The system doesn't notice. It never does. He doesn't know what the system actually rewards, but he will. They always do.